It's a tricky one to talk about, the whole immigration thing, because I've been an immigrant myself. It was a fantastic personal experience for me, and I grew as a person because of it. At the same time too, I was always aware, living outside of Ireland, I was missing something, that this was my homeland for reasons that seemed comical at the time, but now I think are very profound. We have to remember that when you have mass migrations of people planned by governments or even religions, that those people are just pawns in a greater war, a greater zeitgeist. When you take X amount of people from an African country and planted them in Europe, you've not only planted people in a new part of the world that's quite different than where they came from, but you've also robbed their homeland of those people too. And when I realized that, then I realized the globalist agenda on migration and population movement is to destroy every culture on earth. Not to only destroy the cultures where the people are being brought to, such as Europe, North America, Canada, Australia, whatever, but also to wreck the cultures where they came from. So everyone is essentially a nomad. Everyone is essentially a stranger in their own country. And that's a huge part of it, because globalization cannot function with tribes. And this is why I've always used the term the tribe to describe people like us. It has a visceral aversion to nationalism and tries to portray any love of your country as somehow an act of hate towards others. Now maybe that's how they feel it, but that's not how I feel about it, and that's how most people I know who would call patriotic don't have a problem with foreigners, no matter what country they come from. It's a spiritual connection to the land. The ruling class in Ireland, the establishment, don't have any spiritual connection to this country. And they're Irish. 99% of them are Irish, and they don't have a spiritual connection to it. So therefore they impose their own lack of connection on everyone else. And they say, what does it matter if there's no Irish people or French people or Germans or people in Alabama or Texas or Quebec, Victoria, New Zealand? What does it matter? Well, it matters an awful lot, because civilization was built upon tribal structures. The Western civilization and Eastern civilization too was built specifically upon tribal structures, because it allows an element of stability in order for culture to grow. And culture grows art, science, philosophy. Now, how do you disrupt that? Invasion, okay? Traditionally, armies coming in and destroying it. The history of India in the Mughal invasions is very strong in that. The Iberian Caliphate, the Ottoman Empire, likewise the British Empire, the Portuguese, Dutch going into India, on and on and on. So that's what they do. They move in and they weaponize your culture against yourself.